Alongside the cities of El Paso and Socorro, Texas, just north of Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, the Ysleta Del Sur Pueblo, a Tigua tribal nation, spans two distinct district reservations and extends over 3,000 acres in trust land. Residents live nestled between both rural and metropolitan areas, and the need for disaster preparedness is especially important for this sovereign nation comprised of nearly 2,000 tribal members. The Tigua tribe live independently in terms of government and property, but are also a people who share the vast experiences of a West Texas desert more than 550 miles from the state capital.
Temperature is supposed to be about 93, so possibly a degree hotter than yesterday. Winds are going to be 3 to 7, partly cloudy, hopefully a little more cloudy than yesterday. Remember, keep hydrated.
Important information from the planning section chief during the 2015 Community Assessment for Public Health Emergency Response, or CASPER, conducted in Ysleta Del Sur Pueblo. The operation briefing is provided to the group of more than 36 participants who go over the objectives of the CASPER.
So we just asked that on your tracking form and on your district map. So it was suggested that people write down the numbers. So the first house that they hit was number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So that way it's clearly identifiable that, okay, this is where they left off. It's house number 5 and it's circled. That requires follow-up.
The goal is to establish a baseline and describe disaster preparedness, awareness, and readiness amongst Ysleta del Sur households, while identifying preparedness strategies to improve overall community disaster preparedness. To identify awareness of preparedness concepts such as social distancing, sheltering in place, short and long-term sheltering. To quantify known preparedness planning principles such as evacuation plans. To describe sources of trusted disaster preparedness messages received by households in the Ysleta del Sur Pueblo. To identify gaps in disaster preparedness readiness and to recommend preparedness strategies for improving awareness to those who live in the Pueblo. It's a tough job and one that requires plenty of coordination, communication, and collaboration across all levels of government.
Again, thank you so much for your help. It's tremendous help from both our internal partners and our external partners.
Those partners and participating agencies represent a diverse and extended area of the El Paso region. They include the Department of State Health Services, the Ysleta del Sur Pueblo, the CDC Quarantine Station, the University of Texas at El Paso, and the City of El Paso Department of Public Health.
You can see that entry at approximately 1410, all teams deployed from primary base camp to assigned districts and clusters and so on and so forth.
During the two-day CASPER, field teams and command staff participated in a 4-hour just-in-time training, which covered items such as incident command structure, CASPER methodology, data collection instruments, and interview techniques. For a total of 10 hours over the two-day period, field interview teams of 2 traveled the streets of Ysleta del Sur Pueblo conducting survey assessments. Questions included, has your household prepared an emergency supply kit with supplies like water, food, a flashlight, a radio, and extra batteries, all kept in a designated place in your home? What are the top 3 emergencies you feel are most likely to affect your household? Have you or anyone in your household visited the Tribal Emergency Management website? Upon completion of the survey, households received an emergency preparedness kit filled with culturally sensitive tribal preparedness information, Tribal Office of Emergency Management contact information, flashlights, and preparedness activity books for children.
We also want to thank you for your time, sir.
With the canned food and...
I ate those on the way over here.
All right.
Alrighty, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now stay out of the heat.
Safety was a top priority. To beat the heat, field teams were provided water bottles, and a mobile hydration unit canvassed the survey areas, providing liquid replenishment. 2 separate base camps were also set up to provide rest areas for field teams. To provide situational awareness to tribal leadership and participating departments such as tribal police and fire departments, a web EOC incident was established by OEM. This incident was used to track items related to the CASPER, including the Incident Action Plan, the participating agencies, and any issues that were encountered out in the field.
We'll have this up so that you all can kind of see the progress of the event, or we can always generate a PDF of this to attach with all the other documentation.
Meanwhile, back on the street, field teams relay their status to team leads and epidemiology personnel collecting the information for preliminary data analysis.
10-4.5, 10 clusters approached, 3 completed interviews. Thank you.
Thanks to systems such as WebEOC and Incident Command Structure, the boots on the ground were able to focus on the field work, while command staff ensured the event ran smoothly.
Yeah, C1, just trying to check in with you. We're wrapping it up here.
When it was all said and done, 335 homes were approached for an assessment, and 140 interviews were completed, for a cooperation rate of nearly 84%. The results from this CASPER will provide local officials information on strengthening preparedness efforts, continue with preparedness planning activities for the Pueblo, and provide a better understanding of preparedness principles to the Tigua community.